Breaking news, the US has just announced 100% tariffs on all imports from Colombia. A country long known for coffee, flowers, and fresh produce suddenly becomes the center of a global trade storm. But this isn't about steel or cars. This time, it's personal. It's about drugs, politics, and power. Donald Trump, once again in the spotlight, has called Colombia's president Gustavo Petro an illegal drug leader and threatened to shut down all aid, impose tariffs, and essentially break one of America's longest-standing alliances in Latin America. The question is, why? Why would Trump risk an entire trade relationship over an issue that's been around for decades? And how could this new tariff war spiral into something much bigger, perhaps even a global trade realignment? Let's break down the story. To understand what's happening now, we need to rewind a little. For over 20 years, Colombia has been one of the closest U.S. allies in South America. The two nations signed the U.S. Colombia Trade Promotion Agreement, CTPA, in 2006, which took effect in 2012. The deal opened up markets for Colombian goods, like coffee, textiles, and flowers. And in return, Colombia agreed to take strong action against illegal cocaine production and drug cartels. For Washington, this was a smart policy. If Colombia's economy became stronger through legal exports, fewer farmers would turn to coca farming, the raw material for cocaine. But now, that logic is being turned upside down. Trump's new threat, to slap 100% tariffs on Colombian goods, would do exactly the opposite of what past American governments tried to achieve. It would hurt legal trade and potentially push more Colombians back toward illegal livelihoods. In October 2025, Donald Trump accused Colombian President Petro of being soft on drugs. In a rally speech, he went further, calling him an illegal drug leader, a statement that shocked both governments and analysts. Trump then announced that unless Colombia took immediate and measurable steps to destroy coca fields, his administration would impose 100% import tariffs on Colombian products and cut all U.S. foreign aid. Within hours, Colombia recalled its ambassador Santo from Washington, a rare diplomatic move that showed how deep this rift had become. What was once a close partnership against narcotics now looked like a brewing economic and diplomatic Cold War. But the deeper question is, why now? Why target Colombia when other countries like Mexico or Peru produce and traffic far more narcotics? So my friends, why now? The answer lies not just in economics, but in politics. Trump's campaign for 2025-26 has centered on the idea of America first, again. He's using this tariff tool as a symbol of strength to show voters that he's tough on foreign nations, especially those he believes aren't respecting U.S. authority. By picking Colombia, he gets a 2-for-1 benefit. He appears tough on drugs, appealing to conservative American voters who see narcotics as a national security issue. 2. He reignites his image as a tariff warrior, the same identity that defined his presidency during the 2018 to 2020 trade war with China. But here's the irony. This move could undermine decades of U.S. foreign policy. The whole purpose of free trade with Colombia was to strengthen its economy and reduce drug dependence. Now, by punishing them economically, the U.S. could unintentionally fuel the very problem it's trying to solve. For Colombia, Trump's tariff threat is no small matter. The United States is its largest trading partner, accounting for nearly 30% of Colombian exports, everything from coffee beans to fresh flowers to petroleum. If a 100% tariff becomes real, Colombian goods would instantly double in price. Just for American buyers. That means fewer exports, factory shutdowns, and massive job losses, especially in rural regions that depend heavily on agricultural exports. Economists warn this could destabilize Colombia's already fragile economy. And here's the twist. When legal work disappears, illegal work rises. Thousands of farmers could turn back to growing coca simply to survive. In short, Trump's tariff could unintentionally boost cocaine production, making America's drug problem worse, not better. This isn't just a U.S.-Colombia dispute. It's part of a new global pattern where tariffs are used as political weapons, not just economic tools. In the Trump era, trade policy has turned into a kind of diplomatic blackmail, a way to punish countries for defying Washington's agenda. We saw this with China in 2018, with Mexico over immigration in 2019, and now, in 2025, we're seeing it with Colombia over drugs. By turning tariffs into instruments of coercion, Trump is rewriting how America interacts with the world. Allies are nervous, rivals are watching closely, and global investors are unsure whether free trade still exists, or whether it's now. Condition: